sense because I was watching you and your movement, and it's very natural. It's organic.
Organic is a really good word. Yeah, your movement should be organic. It should have something to do with what you're saying. So you don't talk like this. Oh, and now, welcome everyone to Ron's class of Toastmaster. That's stupid. But I've seen people that I've coached, not Jerry. Oh, let's see. I believe that everybody has a go-to gesture. You know what I mean by that? Everyone has a gesture that they use all the time when they speak and sing and act. And in the theater world, we use Bob Fosse, who's passed on now. He's a great choreographer on Broadway. We call them jazz hands. Yeah, and he made them famous because of a show called All That Jazz. And in the show they do, and all that jazz, okay? Well, one appearance of jazz hands now in today's musical theater world is known as one too many. Because they've just been overused. It's a go-to position. I have a voice student who, no matter what the drama is, Jonathan does this. And I go, Jonathan, you've got a go-to position and you need to never do it again. Ever, ever, ever. You'd be surprised. All of a sudden, he's not even thinking about the words or the music or anything else. He just goes, okay, I can't do my thing. I can't go out there like this. So yeah, it's being self-aware about those kind of things is really good. And when I coach people about their speaking, I find out what those little weaknesses are and just have them taken away. Yeah. That's a really, really good question for the next time. Yes?
Will you stand?
Are you going to speak?
No.
Oh.
I hope
It's
not.
time to have somebody speak. What?
Just a quick question. You stand there, especially you're waiting for people to talk about you or waiting for your opportunity. Where do you put your hands?
Where do you put your hands? Wherever you want to put them. I always, I studied with a really great acting coach whose mantra was from Sandy Meisner, who taught the art of acting in New York City to people like Richard Dreyfuss and all kinds of famous actors and actresses who took his class. His modus operandi was less is more. If you don't know what to move, don't move anything. Don't create movement because you think you should be moving. I could have taught this whole class from the neck up. I could have taught this whole class from the neck up. I don't need to move my body. If I can't teach it from the neck up, then I really should sit down. Because all of this would not make me more interested making movement happen. So you just have to decide what's best. I would work with you on that individually. Like I did when I taught my class. And I could offer a class here for 4 nights, and you would pay for it, and we would get into the details of women tend to talk with their hands. I have a wife who I swear when she talks, she's bringing in jets in and out of her hair. You know, it's just, and so my sons and I will imitate her, which makes her very upset. We try to get her to loosen up about it, but I'll say, really, it's there, or is it there? And she's talking to me, she's using words, but the hands are going to go, really? And I start to, and she goes, seriously? I go, yes, seriously? You think I'm not serious? I'm being totally serious. So women tend to talk with their hands, and when you're giving a speech, that has to go away. That has to go away. That has to go away.
How do you make it go away?
I will help you. Who wants to do a speech? Come. What's your name?
Sha. My name is
Sha?
Sha. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
S-H-A.
So are you all from one country?
Amazing.
No, seriously.
Pune,
Mostly Chinese?
yeah, Pune, Algeria, and
Japan?
Yorna.
Huh?
Yeah,
Michelle, what did you say?
no, China.
Okay, some of you are American born, obviously, but I was just curious. Huh. Cool. Okay, Sha, come.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're walking. Oh, you're the yoga teacher, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's cheating. So that's really, she has an amazing physical posture.
Yeah.
Yes. Copy that.
Thank you, Mr. Arden. In the interest of time, I think instead of speech, we were just giving the first paragraph because other people want some.
Oh, yes. I was going to say, just do a portion of something.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. Actually, before the speech, I want to talk about how much the voice is in common with yoga. How important the breath is and the posture is.
Amen.
In both yoga and voice and
Yep.
everything else.
Yep.
So, what comes to your mind when you hear the word yoga? Is it twisting yourself like a pretzel? Is it Yogi Bear? or Buddhist monk, or organic smoothie, or is it even like a Lenovo Yoga Series laptop? To me, it meant boring, dull, slow. Well, that's some 30-some years ago. That's my opening from my last.
Is that your speech? Okay, that's enough.
From breathe in, and the topic of my speech was breathe in, breathe out.
Okay, okay. So Sha, let's stay right where you are. One of the things that, please don't take this in the wrong way, but one of the things that you would learn from me would be how to, however you learned how to speak English, whether it was in China, whether it was in this country, whether it was in a formal class, or you just learned because you went to school and you heard other people speaking English. The greatest gift I can give you is to help you not lose your ethnic accent, but talk with correct English. And I don't mean grammar, I mean the pronunciation of words. And Asians have a really hard time. So many of you have been poorly taught, and that's just wrong. If I moved to China, I would spend a lot of money working with somebody to tutor me so that when I did speak in Chinese, it sounded phonetically correct. Because I would want to be proud as an American to be in your country and have you go, wow, he's got really good Chinese. Most Chinese, Japanese, some Thai people, Filipinos, they have really bad pronunciation skills. And part of it might be that in your home, you're still speaking your native language all the time. But if you're working in America, I'm going to help you be better at your American speech. So go back to the top, and I'm going to stop you like it's going to be brutal. But don't take it personally.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm here
Okay,
for. I want
great.
improvements.
So start at the beginning again.
What comes to your mind when you hear the word yoga?
Okay, so a bunch of words in there that Sha, if you just gave them the ending consonants, it would be better. So the very first one is W-H-A-T. But you're going what? So what?
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 Do it again.
What comes to your mind when you hear the word yoga?
So much better, okay? So now it just sounds like regular English. And understand me, when I say regular English, I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about the English language and how to speak it appropriately. The best way to learn how to speak appropriate English is from a professional singer. Because we're studying language all the time. We don't sing as much in English as we do in Italian, German, and French, but when we do sing in Italian, German, and French, we are learning correct ways to pronounce those words. My very first voice teacher wouldn't let students sing in English for a whole year of studying voice, because we Americans do it with so much slang that she would rather have us study a foreign language so that our learning curve was just on the same level. Okay, keep going.
What?
Ah.
The same as see how bad habits come. What comes to your mind when you think of the word yoga? Is it twisting yourself like a pretzel? Is it Buddhist monk? Organic smoothie? Yogi bear? Or Lenovo's Yoga Series laptops?
Okay, that was all really, really good. There was only one word that I would question, and that was the smoothie word. What did you say?
Organic smoothie?
No, it was before that.
Yogi bear?
No, before that.
Buddhist monk?
No.
Twisting yourself like a pretzel?
Twisting yourself like a pretzel. What's a pretzel?
Pretzel.
Okay, so what are the two consonants that Asian people have the most trouble with in English? Yes. T and
T.
Z.
Huh?
Z.
R.
Oh.
R.
That's Japanese.
Oh, is that more for the Japanese?
Yeah.
Are you Japanese?
No.
Oh. So how do you know that? Do you have Japanese friends?
I studied Japanese for a year.
Oh, got it. You have very good. Are you American born or China born?
I'm China born.
Ah. So how did you learn English? Don't go away.
From my elementary school. Yeah.
By just going to school?
No, I actually had a English teacher he's from my private college before,
Okay.
right? Like,
Oh, interesting.
those like St. John, whatever, those, in Shanghai, there's some, religious school at the time.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, he got
All right.
it.
So your speech actually is very articulate and it's very engaging. You have nice drama, and she's in touch with her fold. She has good resonation, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So why don't you go to the? Do you have the next paragraph?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead. I'll be in charge of the time. You let me be the teacher.
Okay.
Next paragraph.
Well, it meant to me was boring, dull, slow. Well,
Say that again?
some years ago.
What? Say that again?
Dull.
No. Start the beginning of the paragraph again.
Years ago.
Start the beginning of the paragraph.
Beginning of the paragraph, from beginning to the end? No, just
The second
paragraph.
The second paragraph. When I was a little girl, one of my favorite things to do is to watch Disney cartoons. I would flip the channel on my family's white and black small television. And I often came across this lady practicing yoga at the ocean front. Her name is Hui Lan Yu Jia on CCTV.
Yeah.
I would flip the channels, and whenever I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay. What's an
Don't-
like?
Okay, so
What's
this,
an like?
I am like.
Oh,
at the time
there.
of the-
So she used a conjunctive, right? She used I am. Asians sometimes use them, and they don't realize that they leave out some of the sounds of the conjunction. It's really I'm, and she said
I.
Okay.
I.
So
Don't skip
did everybody understand her? Yes, we all understood her. But if you really want to be articulate, I'm or I have a really good elocution friend, and elocution is the study of speech, who would say never use conjunctions in a speech. Never. So try going back to the same paragraph and see if you can tell all the conjunctions. Like I'm.
When I was a little girl, one of my favorite things to do is to watch Disney cartoons. I would flip the channels in my on my family's small black and white television, searching for my favorite shows like Tom and Jerry or Mickey Mouse. And I often come across to this lady practicing yoga on the ocean front. Her name is Hui Lan, who often we call, in the Western world, refer to Wanglaina yoga. And at the time, I am like thinking, who would want to practice
Okay, good.
this?
So let's talk about grammar for a second. What does it mean to say I am like thinking? Teenagers.
Yeah.
Teenagers, what do you think about? I am like thinking, like I'm like thinking, like maybe like I'm thinking.
I was thinking.
Yeah, I thought to myself. Right. Go to your speeches and make them sound like adults, not teenagers. Watch out, and if we worked more together, I would just brutally, as Jerry can tell you, tear apart all the weird grammar stuff so that you sound like a stage person. Because you have a really good presence, you have a lot going for you already. Just a few things that need to be changed. And I feel like you're not breathing real well, and so that could help also. So I've also noticed that Asians, and not just Asians, Indians, and people of other ethnicities tend to say and